Today, we're excited to welcome Dr. Jaesang J. Kim, an assistant professor of marketing at the College of Business Administration at Texas A&M University, Central Texas. Dr. Kim was recently honored with the Excellence in Teaching Award for 2023, and he's here to share his insights on marketing and education. Let's dive in. Good afternoon, Professor. Can you introduce yourself to our viewers and tell them what your role is here at TAMUCT?
Hi everyone, my name is Jaesang Kim, just call me J, Dr. J Kim, and I received my PhD, Business Administration Marketing, Construction Marketing in the University of Hawaii, and I started teaching here at the TAMUCT since 2021, and I teach marketing research, principles of marketing, and consumer behavior and marketing management.
How long have you been teaching here, and what led you to A&M Central Texas?
I've been teaching here since 21, so I think it's about 3 years and a half. And I just finished my fourth year review. The reason I came here at TAMUCT is that first thing, I liked the pretty diverse background of students. And as you know, we are more like untraditional, living in untraditional like upper university settings. So what I like about teaching here is that students are bringing their unique background and their diverse pathway to this academic level. It always brings some level of richness to the classroom. So it sometimes leads to pretty insightful discussions in my class, even at the undergraduate level. So that is what I really like most about teaching here. It's pretty mature actually, every classroom environment is.
Can you share some of the innovative and experiential learning techniques you use?
Regarding experiential learning, I think there's no substitute for hands-on experience. For example, in my market research class, I have my students design and conduct their own project. And for example, I create a project where students imagine they're managing the cafe. I mean, it's called Clean Cafe. I mean, it can be called a Temple or Austin Cafe too, whichever one. But I encourage students to develop their own quantitative or qualitative research or questions, and using the Qualtrics survey tools that most widely used. And I think students will encounter the survey tools in their future career. So in that way, I have students to develop the kind of question set to find out or capture what consumers really want or consumer attitude toward their coffee menu, so that they can find out they can have some insight about consumer behavior. So I think with that learning materials or technique, they can not only learn some techniques about how to deal with the survey tools, but also they learn some strategic thinking that they are required to answer marketing challenges these days. So there's one about my take about experiential learning. If I think about innovative learning technique, I should say, for example, I apply case studies in my marketing class. For example, like in my principles of marketing class, I use case studies such as Burger Wars in India, which is about companies, their localization strategy when they enter India, where beef consumption is prohibited. So basically, I want students to apply pretty abstract idea about standardization versus localization, what they learn in classroom, pretty abstract idea, to apply that one within a real business context. So I think in that way, students can learn how business actually goes in the real life situation. And also, I encourage students to bring their own cultural perspective and background into that project. For example, students from the Muslim community or some Middle East countries, they bring, for example, like how some type of family hierarchy in his or her family, and they suggest proper or marketing promotion strategies targeting that kind of families or culture. So I think that kind of self-reflection also creates some sense of empathy that is really needed in these days within when we talk about global business environment. And also one thing I want to highlight is that actually during this summer and the fall semester I worked on undergraduate research committee, which highlights. We usually discussed what was that we should include undergraduate students, and we should make those students exposed to academic research from as early as possible. Because there was one empirical research that says students who are exposed to academic research in their early stage of university life has a more success or a deeper understanding of the academics, or even have a better career in the future. So following that, some takeaway from committee, starting 2025, I started to implement or trying to have my students have a little bit of consumer behavior experiment, a little bit of small, even though the sample size might be small. I think in that way, my students will have a better understanding of how academic research goes, and maybe in that way, I think they can also foster creativity at that level. Yes.
What inspires you most about working with students?
I think I really liked curiosity and students' willingness to think outside the box. That especially in our classroom, it really motivates us also to teach. And one thing I just mentioned, the reason I chose the Thames City is that they have pretty unique background experiences and they have unique perspective. It really brings some richness to the classroom. And also, I really impressed by many students like a professionalism. For example, if I give them an assignment about completing the marketing plan, some students even visit the companies that they are targeting, and they interview the professionals there, and they incorporate all the materials there into their project. So I was really impressed by their approach to the academic materials, and also. That kind of experience also leads to insightful discussions, and also it brings pretty critical or thought-provoking questions. So with that experience, I really feel like I'm learning alongside them, even though I'm teaching, but I feel like I'm learning alongside them. So I really like some kind of mature atmosphere in the classroom in the Thames City. That's something that really inspires me and makes me to aspire, eager to become a better teacher.
What does receiving the Teaching Excellence Award mean to you?
It's been a really humbling experience. And for me, I realized that teaching is not just mere just behavior of conveying knowledge to students, but also I think is about creating a more like a collaborative learning experience in the classroom, so that students feel that they are valued and they can be remembered as a person, not just as a kind of number. So something that. So it reminds me of the impact educators can have. So I'm pretty motivated to continue to refining my teaching method and incorporating all the experiential and innovative learning techniques I mentioned to explore new ways to connect with students in the following semesters and future semesters. That's something I really appreciate that award.
Thank you, Dr. Kim, for your time and for sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us today. It's clear that your passion for marketing and dedication to education are making a lasting impact. We're excited to see how your work continues to inspire students and shape the future of marketing.